Hey guys, it's Haley and welcome to another bookish video. Today we are going to get into some summer thriller recommendations. We are about to get into summer. It's actually some crazy hot temperatures here in Austin, Texas right now, like record-breaking hot temperatures. Why are we over 100 degrees in early May? I don't know, but I need to read some thrillers that are perfect for summer so I can bear this incredible heat that we have going on. So I have a dozen amazing summer thriller recommendations for you in this video. We've got female killers, we've got beachy tropical atmosphere, we've got domestic drama, we've got all the things that you want for a perfect summer thriller. But before we get into it, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, which is Lingoda. If you have never heard of Lingoda before, they are a language learning platform and they help you every single step of the way. They also have a program going right now where you can fast track learning an entirely new language in just 2 months, which is wild. They have really convenient 24/7 accessibility to lessons, and you can go on and sign up for anyone that meets your convenience. Here you can see me signing up for a class. Their classes are video and they really encourage you to engage with the language, which actually helps you learn instead of just passively having something play. I was really wanting to learn Spanish for my upcoming trip to Mexico just so I can communicate and get around and not be like an embarrassing tourist. So I had goals about learning times of day and directions and common places that I might want to go. And I got to pick out those specific vocabulary lessons that would be relevant to my travels, and all of my teachers helped me meet those goals. Also, learning a language can be really hard, really intimidating, and the progress can seem slow, but Lingoda was really helpful in keeping me motivated, and their new program, which I'm about to tell you about, can really help prevent that learning curve slump that comes in. So this Lingoda Sprint program is very cool. It's basically a 60-day course designed to help you learn a language every single day. So it's built in your routine and it helps you stay confident, stay motivated. You actually speak aloud in class, so it helps you engage with the language. 30 lessons in 60 days, and you can get 50% cash back. Or if you really want to go balls to the wall, you can do the Super Sprint Challenge and do 60 lessons in 60 days. So I feel like the Sprint Challenge is perfect for you guys, especially if you've done reading sprints with me. You know how motivating it is to attend a sprint with other people. Like me personally, I get a ton more reading done on sprints than I do when I'm just laying around reading on my own. It's just so motivating to have a community around you, and the teachers and courses on Lingoda are so great for that. Sprint challenges are going to be discounted up to 10% on Lingoda, and then I also have a special discount for you as well. You can use my code HaleySprint25 for additional savings on your Lingoda courses. So if you are ready for a challenge that will fast track your language learning skills, go down below and check out Lingoda now. Join the Sprint Challenge, use my exclusive discount, and thank you so much to Lingoda for sponsoring this video. Now let's go ahead and get into the recommendations. Let's start out with a juicy domestic thriller. This one was one of my favorites from the last couple years. I feel like I'm always chasing the feeling that Big Little Lies gave me. When I read Big Little Lies, I literally was like, this is the perfect suburban domestic thriller. Like, I want rich people drama, murder mystery by the beach, and I never find anything that measures up. But this first recommendation, if you are looking for that, I have found it for you, and that is Pink Glass Houses by Asha Elias. And this thriller takes place in Miami, so it is the perfect summery atmosphere, and we are following a bunch of rich Miami moms, okay? In particular, there's one person who is new to the Miami mom squad, and she brings her child and her secrets and her lies and everything with her. And of course, she's walking into this community of very cliquey women, and she doesn't quite know what to do because they have their own secrets and lies. So she's just doing her best here, and everyone's kind of just doing their best in their cunty ways until someone dies. And we have to figure out over the course of this thriller who is gonna die, who killed them. I love just the scandal and the drama of this book, especially in the setting of like this beautiful beachy Miami vibe. It is the perfect combination. It feels so similar to Big Little Lies, which I love so much. The twists at the end were nothing absolutely insane, but I did not guess the killer. And it's written with this level of like self-awareness. Like the author clearly knows the characters that she's crafting, and they have very clear arcs over the course of the story. It's just a super fun summer thriller, and if you haven't read it yet, you have to. Now, if you're less rich people drama and more eat the rich, I have another summer rec for you. This is You Can Trust Me by Wendy Hurd, and this book absolutely blew my mind. I love it so much. It's about a duo of bestie girls, and they kind of travel around the country scamming rich men, and that is how they live their lives until one day they scam their way into this party and they meet this tech billionaire who invites them to his private island. On the way to this island, the girls get separated, and one of the girls is searching for the other over the course of the story. We are trying to figure out what is going on, what is happening to each of them, and who is this mysterious tech billionaire who apparently just wants to squirrel one woman away and separate her from her bestie. Obviously, something nefarious is going on there. Everything that happens in this book has a reason for it. The plotting is tight, but it is also very relationship and character driven. That is what keeps me engaged in a thriller, and this thriller definitely kept me engaged because of the bond between our two main characters. It also goes crazy, wild, shocking boots at the end of this book. It is so fast paced. This is one that I could binge by the pool in a matter of hours, and if that sounds fun to you, I think you should too. Next up, we have a thriller that I in fact did binge by the pool in a matter of hours last summer, and that is Dark Corners by Megan Golden. In this book, we are following the podcaster from a previous novel by Megan Golden, but you don't necessarily have had to read that first book in order to understand this one, because she's kind of just like picking up on a new case. There are two disappearances of women, one that happened a while ago that our main character is researching for her show, and another one that is very recent, and they are somehow connected. And our main girlie has her own personal issues tangled up within these cases. I believe this one also takes place in Miami. I think if it's not Miami, it's somewhere else in Florida, because our main girlie goes undercover to disguise herself at an influencer at a conference, like an influencer con. It's called BuzzCon, and I think it's supposed to be like Playlist Live or like VidCon or something like that, because the most recent disappearance of this girl, she was an influencer. So she's trying to get all the dirt from all the other influencers. It's in this fun tropical vacation, luxurious influencer setting, and she teams up with an investigator. They kind of have this little romance on the side. This is just a very easily digestible, tropical, drama-filled thriller with some surprising twists in here. Like, I was really shocked at how many twists were coming into this book. I kind of expected it to be a straightforward murder mystery, and there was a little bit more than that, so I appreciated it. The writing style of this is a little like over-explained, I will say. There were a few moments that I'm like, girl, you do not need to explain luminol to me. I have been around the block. So I would just skim those sections. You know, when you're hitting the pen, sitting by the pool, reading a thriller, I feel like that's allowed. And even though I did that, I got a lot of enjoyment out of it. Next up, I have more of a quiet literary thriller, and that is Notes on Your Sudden Disappearance by Ashley Espock. I read this one a few years ago, and I feel like I don't talk about it or recommend it that often, but it is so incredible. This is a book that I still think about every few months, especially around the summertime. It's a very nostalgic, like late 90s, early 2000s feel because we follow a little girl who lost her older sister, and we don't know what happened to her older sister. She just suddenly disappeared, hence notes on your sudden disappearance. And it's very character driven because we are just going through this girl as she tries to figure out what's gone on with her sister. That's the core mystery, but also it's more about the internal reckoning that this little girl has to do, having a sister and then suddenly not having a sister. And she is growing up in the late 90s, early 2000s, so it has this nostalgic vibe to it. It's just really, really deep and emotional, well done, but it also reads pretty quickly for something that's more literary because that mystery is driving the story. This is one that I read in and out of the pool. It has this like nostalgic summery atmosphere. I know I keep saying that word, but it just does. And the emotional depth of it, like this is just so meaningful. If you like mystery thrillers and you have siblings, I think you're gonna love this one. Next up, we have one that I read with my book club last summer and we all really enjoyed it, and that is One Perfect Couple by Ruth Ware. This book follows a reality dating show, and they ship out all of these couples to compete on this reality dating show to this little secluded island. However, a hurricane hits the island and now these contestants are fighting for their survival. Not only that, but there is a murderer among them because contestants are turning up dead not under natural circumstances. It is so drama. It is so rich people, influencers, like influencers in the wild, influencers turning up dead, both from like the survival of the elements around them on the island and also because of the murderer that's running loose within the cast. There are so many different things going on. It keeps you engaged the whole time. This was just a blast to read, and I feel like this is the perfect vacation thriller. Maybe it's like vacation gone wrong, so maybe don't read this one on the plane to a vacation. Maybe read this on the plane ride back when you know that you're not stranded in a hurricane on an island. Or maybe that's just my anxious self, but either way, this is a perfect thriller to read this summer. Next up, I have another vacation rec for you, and the atmosphere in this book is like chef's kiss amazing. I wish every book that I read had this atmosphere. It is so visceral. I was just sitting on my couch reading this book and I literally felt like I was on an exotic vacation. I was telling my patrons, because I read this one on sprints, I literally don't even need the mystery thriller plot in this book because the atmosphere is so good. I just could read paragraphs of these girlies like sitting around and eating tomatoes and going on walks in the staircases in the downtown. It's just amazing. So this book is One of the Girls, if I can just go ahead and tell you, by Lucy Clark. And we are following a bachelorette trip to Greece. And all of these girls are there for the bride, but of course they have their own things going on, secrets, lies, jealousies, scandals, affairs, etc. And before the end of the trip, one of these bridesmaids is gonna end up dead. And we have to figure out who dies, who killed her, and why. It's a very straightforward mystery setup. We're unfolding all of the subplots and pieces of information along the way to try to guess who this killer is, and it's taking place in this beautiful backdrop of Greece, and they're doing all of these amazing activities, and there's descriptions of the food and the outfits, and it's just the perfect summer thriller. One of my friends is traveling abroad this summer and she was asking me good summer books to just like feel the atmosphere, and the top two books that I recommended to her was this one and One Italian Summer by Rebecca Searle, which is not a thriller, but if you end up liking this one, you might like that one as well. Next up, we have my favorite thriller of the moment, and that is You Deserve to Know by Aggie Bloom Thompson. This is another one for my domestic thriller girlies. I feel like I cannot shut up about this book, but it's for good reason because it is so good. If you like suburban paranoia and all of these rich ladies in their big houses staring out the window, spying on each other, having affairs, keeping secrets, telling lies, this is perfect for you. These characters are over the top caricatures. They are so fun to follow. They say things that are like one-liners straight out of Real Housewives. It is so deeply entertaining. Basically, there's these three couples that all live in this cul-de-sac. They are all besties. They vacation together. They watch each other's kids. And then one of them turns up dead, and we're trying to figure out who did it. All the friend group breaks apart, fractures. We figure out all the lies they've been telling each other, and the twist at the end will blow your mind. If you love a plot twist that just turns everything on its head, this book is perfect for that. It's also just endlessly entertaining, scandalous, delicious. I will read this by the pool any day of the week. Next up, we have a KU rec from one of my favorite thriller authors, and that is The Last Party by A.R. Torre. This was one of my favorite thrillers of last year, and now is the perfect time to read it. We are following this housewife who is planning her little girl's birthday party, and it's gonna be this big, beautiful pool party, because of course it is, because she has to compete with all the other moms in the neighborhood. But this mom is a little bit different than all the other moms, I'm not gonna lie, because she is obsessed with a serial killer on death row who committed a slumber party massacre. So within the planning of her daughter's birthday party, we're also following her obsession with another birthday party, which is not so pure and beautiful and fun. It's actually cursed and traumatic and horrible. And we're seeing this collision course occur over the course of the book, and you can probably imagine where I'm going with this. But even if you think you know, trust me, this book will keep you on your toes the entire time. The way that this book is paced is amazing. The way that the reveals are done is amazing. Like, the twists are amazing, the character arcs in this book, the perspectives that we get, everything is very well thought out. This is a very clever thriller. It's also dark and engrossing from the first page. It will suck you in and not let you go. If you're looking for something to read on your Kindle this summer, read The Last Party. Next up, we have a recent read from me that just I don't even know what to think about this book. Like, this book left me more gagged than probably 99% of the books that I've ever read in my entire life. And that is Perfect Days by Rafael Montez, okay? This book is insane. We're following this psychopathic man who kidnaps a girl, but in his little Delulu brain, he's like, that's my girlfriend. Like, this is my girlfriend. We're going on this tropical, beautiful island vacation together. Let's go, honey. Meanwhile, she is like, I've got to get out of here, and she is fighting for her survival. It's like this game of cat and mouse, and they go back and forth the entire time. You're like on the edge of your seat wondering who's gonna get the upper hand next. Is she gonna escape? Is he gonna snap and kill her? I mean, the tension in this book, you could cut it with a knife. It is intense. And the twists, oh my god, do not even get me started on the twist. There's probably 6 different plot twists in here that are all just straight out of the loony bin. Like, I do not know how Mr. Raphael came up with these twists. I don't want to know what's going on in his brain because they are dark. I'm gonna just warn you ahead of time, it is so dark. These twists are insane. They are diabolical. Look up trigger warnings because it's a lot. But if you want something that's gonna absolutely shock you and knock your socks off, read this book. Just be forewarned, as soon as you finish it, you're gonna want to throw it in the pool and like drown yourself over it. But don't blame me. Next up, I have a book that's actually not out yet, but you should pre-order it if you like a lakeside thriller that is perfect for summer, because this is exactly that. We have The Lake Escape by Jamie Day. This one comes out in July, and I just read an arc of it, and I'm so excited for it to come out, for you guys to read it, because it is just so well done. Basically, there is this cursed lake, okay, or allegedly cursed, because women go missing 30 years apart. 60 years ago, a woman went missing. 30 years ago, a woman went missing, and then today, another woman goes missing. And there are these three best friends who grew up in their lake houses, summering together, vacationing together. They have these very tight bonds, and they're coming back, and one of them is gonna go missing this time. And of course, they're embroiled in the lake lore, and they are trying to solve the mystery of all these disappearances. They're also showing up not with just their vacation bags. They have a lot of baggage in the trunks of their fancy cars. They have affairs, they have secrets, they have lies, they have bankruptcies, they have failing businesses, they have new hot sugar babies, they have, alleged dark web activity. Like, this book goes dark. Okay, I thought this was just going to be a straightforward little domestic, like, ooh, disappearances at the lake, like standard little thriller. I'm going to enjoy it, but it's not going to be that crazy. No, it ended up being a lot crazier, and it also had a layer of emotional depth to it that I didn't expect. I loved the like moral message of this thriller, which I don't find myself saying often. I just really loved it. I will continue to pick up everything Jamie Day writes because I feel like her thrillers are so intentionally done. Like I said, if you want a perfect summer lake thriller, pre-order The Lake Escape. And I only have one more thriller recommendation for you, except I don't. I actually don't have just one more. I actually have 5 more. Okay, because there are bonus recommendations available for you over on Patreon, and you don't have to subscribe to my book club tier. Okay, if you don't want to be in my book club, if you don't give a fuck about my book club, that is totally fine with me. You can sign up to the lowest tier one time, which is $3.99, and get access to all of my catalog of bonus recommendations that I've been posting for years. Okay, so just so you know, those extra recommendations are over there if you want them. If you're like a crazy reader and you've already read all my other recommendations, you want more, you want the exclusive ones, the link for the Patreon is always down below. Just saying. But my last recommendation for this video is How I'll Kill You by Ren DeStefano. And this is the story of a group of murderous triplets. You heard that right. These are 3 triplet girlies who travel across the country killing men. And the new location they've landed in is Arizona. So you can imagine the hot, steamy summer vibes here. And the baby, even though they're all triplets, the like baby of the 3 is doing her first mark. So she's going to be the one to pick their victim, seduce him into their grasp, and kill him. Usually she is tasked with just the cleanup and the bleaching and the getting rid of the evidence, but this is her big moment. And it all comes to a head when she's about to kill this man, and then she realizes she's fallen in love with him. It is a fun, kind of kitschy, darkly funny, murderous woman thriller where our cold, calculated killer is discovering her humanity and falling in love with her mark. It is so much fun. It is so fast-paced, and it also has some really apt commentary to it. I just love this book. It was such an easy 5-star, and the paperback version of this is gorgeous. There's a copy that has like a little box of chocolates on the cover. I want that edition so bad, even though I have the hardcover, I know. And this one's really pretty too, but I just always think about that paperback. So if you're gonna get this book, highly recommend getting the paperback. Again, this is when you're gonna wanna read by the pool. If you're going on a trip to Arizona, this is perfect. And with that, those are all of my summer thriller recs that I have for you guys, except for the bonus ones on Patreon. Please go check them out if you wish. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. If you want to fast track learning a new language, don't forget to go down below and check out Lingoda. I will have my link and discount down there. You can join their little summer sprint and learn a new language within 2 months. Literally, that sounds crazy and amazing, and I hope you guys will join me in that. Again, thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you for liking it if you liked it, and thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. And of course, don't forget to go to therapy and read a book this week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!